Alrighty, the next story quest is Through the Thunder, given to us by Krile. We're at the port area of Tuliolal. Here we go. If I may, I think it prudent to discuss our future plans elsewhere. We are liable to hinder the dock workers here if we linger. Perhaps the beach would be a more appropriate venue. Cutscene. I was gonna say I cannot mount. I was gonna sprint. But she takes us there, which is nice. So we're walking along the beach.
'Tis truly a beautiful place to roll.
We have Sveen, Graha, Shale, Yshtola, myself, and Krile. Looking out over the beautiful...
An endless ocean and ever-changing sky.
Jeez, that's so loud. Did I do that? Let's see if I do this. No, I don't like doing that. Hold on. I don't have like a volume marker on my actual like I have my speakers have I think analog is the right word, an analog volume control, but it doesn't have like markers on it, so I really don't know where I usually have it, but where I usually have it I like it, so I try not to mess with it.
First time I saw them, I couldn't believe my eyes.
Slightly better.
It was like I was walking among images from our oldest records.
I haven't actually listened to my other recordings to see if there's feedback from her voice being that loud.
And beyond that horizon are more lands and more people. That one I still struggle to imagine.
We ourselves hail from beyond that horizon, in fact. Rather, most of us do. I merely thought I did. Oh, that's right. I can only imagine how it must have felt to learn you're a native of our world. The fact that I wasn't born in the land where I've spent most of my life has taken time to sink in. 'Twas not until I met my parents in living memory that the truth of my origin began to feel real.
I think in the previous thing she just said, it would make more sense if like they added the word unknowingly. Spend most of my life in the land I'm not from, because there are people in the world obviously that are born, that are babies in some country, and then their parents and them emigrate to another country, and that baby will never really have ever known or experienced that first country and still spend, but like they're told, usually they're like, oh, we're from Russia, but that was a bad accent, I'm so sorry. But we made our home here in America or whatever, you know. It's usually not a secret.
Your experience is not unlike mine. When first I awoke, the realm everyone spoke of sounded nothing like my own. I had to walk its streets, live and breathe it, before I could accept and embrace my new reality.
How your love's affecting our reality.
And for me to embrace mine, I need to learn more about my people, the Milala.
Oh, so we're gonna lose Krile too.
We should come upon more information in the course of studying the key, but as Shale's investigation of the containment complex is still ongoing, would you mind if we sought a different avenue of inquiry into the history of the Ninth?
I have no objection. What we learn will deepen our understanding of the broader picture.
Agreed. My curiosity extends well beyond our duty to assess Ascian influence.
If it is knowledge of the Ninth's past you seek, I have an idea where to begin. Alexandria was originally part of a landmass known as the Mist Continent. This continent had been left in ruins in the wake of the storm surge. With Alexandria the sole nation to survive the devastation.
We never seen the devastation.
The calamity of lightning that ravaged the world.
All this I see, I find.
Aye. Per the sources we recovered from the Underkeep, though the conflict between nations was destructive in its own right, 'twas Levin that dealt the final blow.
No place was spared its fury, and all was chaos in the castle town. We tried to evacuate the people in airships, Otis, the knights and I, but we couldn't save everyone.
We get a white screen and a flashback. Or am I getting this vision, or is it just like we see like destroyed castle walls, airships trying to...
Those who survived gathered within the barrier, and we took in as many foreign refugees as we could.
There were also destroyed homes.
Yet, despite the dangerous environment, our system showed that there were some few souls who ventured outside the barrier, into the lands beyond.
Beyond? But we thought that was impossible. I was under the impression the star was scoured of life, that man could not survive outside the barrier.
Going by the records, the storm surge extended to every corner of the world. Nothing and nowhere was spared. If anyone did survive out there, it would have been an unimaginable trial.
If anyone did survive out there, it would have been an unimaginable trial. I'm trying to get some distinguishing voices under my belt.
And yet, those people must have been going somewhere.
I'll forget, for sure.
What if there was a refuge? A place that weathered the storm surge and rebuilt over the intervening 4 centuries?
Given Alexandria's displacement to the source, we had neither cause nor opportunity to survey the remainder of the continent.
Given Alexandria's displacement to the source.
Living memory remains physically in the 9th. If we seek a means of egress other than the portal connecting it to Alexandria, perhaps it might lead us to the Mist Continent.
Living memory was not transported here despite being atop Everkeep. In which case, it may have been a physically independent space all along.
Meaning, another point of egress could well exist.
And if it does, someone has to be maintaining it. The mechanical soldiers, for instance.
Shall we have a chat with them and see what they know?
If it please your majesty. Will you accompany us? If we do land upon the Mist Continent, I would feel much more assured with you at our side.
Yeah, sure. My options are, I wouldn't miss it for 2 worlds. That's nice, I like that one. I would hate to see you obliterated by some lightning beast. Or anything for you, just say the word. I wouldn't... Oh, those first 2 are actually both pretty good. I wouldn't miss it for 2 worlds. Like, I wouldn't miss it for the world.
I thought as much. Into the great unknown we go, then.
Into the unknown. Into the unknown. Into the unknown. Alright, we speak with Shale, still on the beach to continue. Now that's settled, I'd best be off. I still need to check for decryption errors periodically, so I can only step away for so long. With luck, I'll have plenty to share the next time we meet. Until then... I will forget that voice, but I like it for right now. Let the rest of us make ready for a potential foray and meet Nemo. Again, Nemo in this case is Mary, Nancy, E, Mary, O. Nemo. Manimo. Manimo. Boo boo ba doo doo. Manimo. Burr, 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 burr. I am going to teleport for free. Otherwise, it's 753, but that is with a reduced rate. So I don't know if the reduced rate is I don't think it's half. I think it's like 30% less. I don't know. So roughly 1100 maybe. I don't know. But if you do Blue Mage, you get to farm these beautiful etherite or like free teleport tickets super easily. Once you hit, I want to say 50, you can get all the spells you need, but you might need to be a bit, it's a bit harder until you're like 70. I think I got all the spells I currently have. No, maybe a couple others by 70. And after 70, I've only gained maybe a couple other ones. We talk to Sphene inside Living Memory to continue. We get a cutscene. This clerk has made itself available to answer our questions. We got a Randroid here. Clerk PX0093. If one wished to descend to the surface from here, how would they typically do so? Living Memory is currently detached from Everkeep and is operating independently while supported by aerial suspension systems. Thus, both lift and lay-node-based transit is currently unavailable. I apologize for the inconvenience. Despite its ability to remain aloft, perhaps Living Memory was never intended to function in this state indefinitely. If so, we're out of luck. Not necessarily. Lifts and lay nodes were likely the preferred modes of transportation, but that does not preclude the existence of others, says Yashola. I'm trying to distinguish the voices, as usual. In the event of an emergency, how would we evacuate this facility? Consulting emergency systems. His head cranes up a little bit at this. Living Memory's airship remains prepared to deploy should evacuation be necessary. Would Your Majesty like to appropriate it? We're all a bit shocked by this. An airship, says Krile. Sphene looks to me and I nod to her. Yes, please, as soon as possible. As soon as is possible. With Your Majesty's authorization, the vessel can be readied for launch without delay. Allow me a moment to execute the bypass protocols. And the android bows to us. Let us talk to the android again to continue. Safety tests have been successfully completed, setting the Gate of Remembrance as initial destination. Vessel is en route. And our screen goes black. I want to say cutscene, but you never know. Yeah, cutscene. We're all just waiting, chatting, I guess asking the android some questions or like getting to know its life, you know? How you been doing? What is love? We have what looks like a pointy, what are they called? Not a blimp. Well, no, that's an air balloon. So yeah, a blimp, a pointy blimp. Like the Hindenburg kind of thing, you know? Yeah, some propellers. That's about the all I need for a description, really. Is that my ship? Says Sphene. It was purpose-built for Living Memory. However, it was modeled after the vessel Your Majesty used during the Storm Surge era. A replica. Still, it does me good to see it. And it lowers itself. It's got some purple, like, highlighty lights kind of going around, like energy. It goes straight down and then kind of strafes over. Very maneuverable, I suppose. I don't know if it's quickly maneuverable, but I will deploy the gangway for boarding. This way, please. Might do another video after this. I didn't do one, maybe the last 2 days? Just got really busy with crafting. Even getting from like 90/91 on 8 different crafters to 94 via... I'm doing it via collectibles because... Just because, you know. But no, because I wanted to get the crafter scripts. And I think I was going to use the crafter scripts for something, but I don't. At this point, I'm waiting to be able to start getting the orange crafter scripts, which are level 100 stuff, so I can start getting that gear. But for now, I have purple. I don't really remember what I'm going to use them for. Maybe like, I don't have a lot more to use purple for. Maybe things I can sell, or some more. I don't have a lot of the elite recipes or whatever, the master recipes. In order to reach the surface, we must pass through the storm clouds. I advise you to brace for turbulence. The blimp again strafes from this pathway we were on, which is like way up in the air. All we have is kind of like Ishgard, all we see is clouds below. But my understanding, I think, was this was kind of smog, and these buildings go way, like, think of a really tall office building, like maybe the Empire State Building, which is not really an office building, but like something similar to that. And it's going down into the clouds. And now our cutscene has the blimp, more purple lights now, kind of, flying through a very lightning-filled, like just lightning strikes constantly in a bunch of different spots. We have this big crater with water in it that we are landing on the edge of. A very cloudy, roiling, electric sky. And we're just walking out onto just rock. So, the crater, you know, with the lake in it. By the way, Crater Lake in Oregon is gorgeous. And are we protected somehow? Oh, we have these little Aegis things, I think, still that are protecting us from lightning strikes. The ward Alise gave me is reacting, says Sphene. Though not to the extent of the 13th, the etheric imbalance here is severe indeed, says Y'shtola. It does serve to impress upon one the marvel of the barrier, says Graha. The lightning and heritage found is tame by comparison. Oh, Sphene. Krile turns to look at something. The lightning sky, maybe. Thinking. A land where Levin reigns. I believe there were times that we were doing Ramu stuff, and he was called the Lord of Levin, which I guess is... Let's actually look that up, because, I mean, by context alone, we can assume that Levin means lightning, but... I know... Oh, it means lightning and thunderbolts. What's the... There's something to do with bread, though. Isn't there something with bread, and it's like a Jewish association with, like, I don't know. Some other day I might look that up. Who cares? Alright, we'll talk to Krile to complete this quest. A sobering sight, to say the least, but I shan't turn back now that we've come this far. 2,624 gil is our reward. And that is it for this video, this quest. Myself, Graha, Krile, and Sphene, we thank you for watching. I'm gonna make another one, so we'll see you soon for the next one. Bye bye for now. Oh no, I lost the button. There's the button.